YouTube, Same Bob here at Same Bob's YouTube channel. Welcome back to another video tutorial in the Life is Feudal. Now this tutorial is going to focus on mainly creating yourself a furnace and then what to do once you have said furnace. So what we're going to do is we're going to go and gather the materials required for a furnace. Now you're going to need 10 plant fibre, which I already have, and you guys should already know how to go about gathering your plant fibre. So you need 10 of those, and I thought best to get them off camera because they are a bit unpredictable in terms of success rate in finding them. Now what you also need to do is you also need 100 stones of clay, so stones being the weight, and the way to do that is by simply going onto your map here. Okay, and what you're looking for in the map is an area just where I am now. Let me just see, just where my little cursor is pointing on the map here. There's like a little goldy coppery colour to the terrain there. There's one there just to the south. There's quite a few pockets of them. That is clay. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over to the clay spot, which is what this looks like here. This is apparently clay. So what we're going to do is we're just going to do what we did with terraforming. We're going to dig a tunnel. Okay, and you should see that clay gets put into our inventory. Okay, so let's take a look, and we're going to need 100 of these. So I think we get 40 at a time or something like that, so let's have a look. There we are. So that's what clay looks like in your inventory, and we now have 40 of it. So 2 more and we should have enough to get our third and last material required to make ourselves our very first furnace. So what you want to do whilst we are digging for this clay is you want to go to your skill tab here. Okay, remember terraforming we've locked off. We also want to lock off prospecting as well to 60, at 60 or 61, something like that. 60 is the best. Okay, just because we're not going to be really using it at this point, because the next kind of smelting is going to be iron, or it's going to be silver. At level 90 with prospecting you get to search for gold, which at this point we don't really need, so there's no point putting stats in that at this point. What you want to do before you look at starting to smelt, which is part of furnacing and forging and obviously using the furnace, a forge and an anvil, which is what we'll get into later, is you'll need to make sure that your smelting is unlocked. Now in order to do that you need to make sure that your prospecting is at 60 minimum. You need to make sure that your mining is minimum of 30, and that will unlock your smelting. Now I'm not 100% sure, but I could be positive that when you get to when you try to get past level 30 in smelting, you may need to increase some of these stats here in order to meet the prerequisites in order to get to the level 60 in smelting, or level 90 in smelting. So right, let's get on to our third and final bit of material that we need, and it's water. So what we're going to do is we're going to run over here without losing breath, hopefully, and we're going to gather ourselves a little bit of water. And it's very, very, very simple. You just run up, right click and gather some water, and then we're going to find a suitable place to plant our furnace. So let's just put get water. Can we make that a default as well to make it quicker? We can. Let's gather some more water, and we're going to need 5 bits of water, or 5 pieces of water. It should be pretty simple. I doubt we're going to run out of water anytime soon. Fantastic. Okay, so let's head back up. Remember in the last video when we did the mining and we kind of realised that you need to dump all of your material on the ground in order to store it, say, at this point in time anyway. Then probably the best place to put your furnace and all your smeltery and forging machines is place them near where you're actually mining. That basically just makes it easier for you. It's less travel time. It means that you can go straight back to mining. You can just run between your mining node and your furnace and so on. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to try creating a furnace close to that mine shaft in order for us to make use of all the copper and everything that we've dumped there, and make it a bit more time friendly. So there we are. Here's our mine shaft just up here. So we'll need to find quite an adequate or suitable place for us to put it. So I think probably anywhere around here is going to be fine. So what you want to do in order to build yourself a furnace, you want to right click on the ground, go to construction materials preparation and click create, and there you go, you'll get up this other box here that's a furnace. Click on the furnace and click build. Now you may have seen this kind of view before, you may not have. This basically is the way that you position your said building, in this case a furnace. So what you can do is you can move it around, okay, or you can, let's just get back to where it was, there we are, okay, and you can move it up and down, left and right. So I think there's going to be fine. There's no copper on that tile there, and I don't think it's going to be interfering with anything in terms of tunneling. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you're not stood inside this green block, otherwise when you get to completing it, it will say cannot complete, the area is blocked, or something along those lines. So just make sure that you are out of that green square, anywhere else is fine, and click build. There we go. So slowly but surely it's going to fill up the progress bar, and we will see what appears to be either a furnace or a little kind of a sign that you need to click on and insert said materials. So let's just take a look and see what happens when this progress bar fills up. There we are. Okay, so as you can see, we've got a sign here. This basically states that there is something that needs to be completed in here. So what we want to do is we want to just right click on the sign here. As soon as you get the name furnace appear over it, click create, and there, let's just get rid of some of these boxes here, we don't need these. Okay, and as you can see it requires 10, so we're just going to drag and drop the materials in there, and it requires 100, so let's drag and drop into there, and it requires 5 water, so drag and drop into there and click build. There we go. Now this process is going to take a little bit longer than the last one, but we should then start to see the furnace appear. And just remember that we're not going to get any sort of stat or skill increase because we've locked mostly everything, unless this affects smelting, mining or prospecting. So let's just see what happens in our system once this is completed. Let's have a look at the system tab. There we go. So construction materials preparation was not raised. It is locked for marked or downgraded by you. Okay. So let's have a look. Doesn't seem to have created anything. Let's have a look. Why is that not created anything? I wonder if it needs to have the construction unlocked. Let's have a look. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe we do need to have that in order to create ourselves a furnace. So let's just try that again and see. You need to catch your breath before action. You're overburdened. I'm not overburdened now, so let's take a look. There we go. Okay, so in order to create the furnace, you did need that. Does require you to have that construction materials preparation unlocked. Okay, fantastic. So let's figure out how to actually go about using the furnace and what is required to start smelting, or at least start creating something useful out of these copper ore that we've been creating. So what do we need, guys? Well, off camera I've done a little bit of experimenting, and I've worked out exactly how to go about doing it. So what we need to do is you're going to want to put in 2 kind of stacks, which is 80. So you obviously when you mine you get 40 pieces of ore per tick, and so I mined twice. You can only put in 100 weight in this furnace. So what you want to do is you want to put 2 stacks in, which equates to 80 weight. Okay, and then what you're also going to want to do, alright, is you're going to want to put in, where are we, in this little box here, little bag, I have some billets. Okay, now billets are a carpentry item which, if you are going solo, you will need to do some carpentry and work out how to do all the carpentry skills in order to be able to cut billets. These are basically logs cut into billets. Or if you're on a server like I am, you can have somebody make them for you, which a guy off the server that I'm playing on has graciously helped me out, and I'm not sure if you can hear him, he's soaring away there somewhere, and he's actually made me quite a lot of billets. So what you do is you take those billets, okay, you open your smelting screen by right clicking and manage smeltery. Okay, and then what you do is you take 1 each, alright, and you pop them in there like that, and that equates to 100 weight. In the top right corner of the window there, you can see that you've got 100 out of 100. What you're going to want to do now is you want to click light on, and you're going to keep using the bellows, which increases the heat, up to 1,500. That's the max you can go, okay, at this point in time. And then eventually, you'll see a little progress bar appear, alright, across that ore, and then what happens is eventually one of these wood billets will disappear, as in it's been used, and you'll have to keep on re-adding more billets until the progress bar is completely finished. And once it's finished, then you get some couple more options, and you'll be able to create either ingots, nuggets or bars. So let's take a look at what you actually need to do your smeltering once that your ore is at the right temperature. Okay, what you need is you need 1 primitive crucible and stick, and you need it to be equipped onto your ragdoll. Okay, and then what you need to do is obviously you're going to need to make one. So let's just go and quickly gather a branch. So can we gather one from this little snapper branch? Yeah, we can. So I'll just show you what materials you need to be able to do that. And then we'll go back and have a look at the progress. Now it does take a very long time, and it is a bit finicky in order to get your ores to the right temperature, but it does work. So what you're going to do is have a look at the primitive crucible and stick. You need 2 pieces of flint, of rock, sorry, you need 2 rock, and you need 1 branch, alright, and the rock you can get from obviously the mine, from this rock face here. Let's have a look now at there we go. Okay, so it's a little bit small, but hopefully you can see that. You can see that there's progress there, progress bar. It's like a really cold purpley colour. It'll go from yellow or orange yellow, red, and then into like a pure white colour at the end, and that's when you know it's ready. Basically what happens now is you just need to keep monitoring the furnace there, and you need to keep putting in new billets. Now I'm putting these in individually, as in 1 at a time, purely because there was a bug that meant that you couldn't put stacks of billets in the furnace. It just wouldn't do what it was supposed to do. So what I have been doing, what I've been getting used to doing, is just simply popping them in there. Okay, and every now and again, every time it uses 1 wood or 1 billet, just use the bellows. Make sure, because the bellows are going to keep it at 1500, which is what you need to enable you to be able to smelt this correctly. So what I'll do, guys, is I'll edit the video here, and I'll cut out just as we're about to get the ore to a point where we can actually smelt it into something. So guys, we'll see you shortly. Alright then guys, so the copper now appears to have finished. Well, it seems to have gone to its maximum point, where you can see now it's gone to from red to yellow, well, orange, yellow, and then white here. So the progress bar is filled up. Now what we're going to do is we're going to simply click on melt here, and it's going to give us some options. Okay, you need to make sure that you've got your stick and crucible equipped onto your person, and then what you want to do is you want to select what kind of material you want to smelt: copper bar, copper ingots, copper nuggets. So I'm going to go with copper bars, simply because I've already got some ingots, as you can see with me testing here. So I'm going to click select, and I'm going to click auto craft. Auto craft basically means it's going to craft everything in the smeltery, in the furnace, down to what you've chosen it to be. If you just click craft, it will just do one at a time, I believe. Okay, so it looks as though I can't go any higher. Oh yes, I'm at level 30 in my smelting, so I can't go any higher until I've raised some of the others, which we'll have a look at in just a second, at what that error means. Let's just see how many we actually get from here. I don't know how much we're going to get. We'll have a look. Okay, quite a lot. So while we're looking, let's have a look. So, our smelting can't go any higher than 29.99 until, I believe, that needs to be, your mining needs to be at 60. So, yeah. And it might be a case where you can't actually get your mining to 60 unless you've got your prospecting to 90. I think that's kind of the way it works, is everything needs to be, previous skill needs to be one level higher than the one you're trying to use. So, that might be the case. Since we're getting quite a lot out of these here. Is there a way of... Well, getting a hell of a lot here, which is quite good. I don't know what all this is going to be used for, but we will soon find out. There we go. So we got 20. Let's just take a look, and we've got nothing left. Okay, so we got 20 copper bars out of 80 ore, which is great. Fantastic. Alright, so what we're going to do is we'll cut the tutorial here. So we've now worked out exactly how to use the furnace, what's required to use the furnace, and what you can get from the furnace. Now obviously what we need to work out is what we do with the copper bars. So in the next tutorial, that's hopefully what we're going to be doing, is figuring out what we can now do with these materials we've got from the furnace. In the meantime, I'm going to be getting my mining up to 60 so that we can raise the smelting skill past level 30, see what options that gives us, and then we'll take it through there. Alright guys, so thanks very much for watching. If you want to see more and you like what you see, then please like, share, favourite and subscribe. Very much appreciated. And any requests at all that you guys have, please put a comment under the video, and I'll see what I can do to honour it. So guys, thanks very much. We'll see you next time.